Right. Practice. I hope you have got into it and not letting your puppy love affect you. Remember, when you're young, your hearts may go astray. Alright? You got to manage your RH, your raging hormones. That's puppy love. And you will get out of it. Okay? So focus on maths, focus on your learning, and excel. It's just very normal to go through all these feelings. Now look at this sum, my dear. Given that y is an integer which satisfies the inequality, 3y minus 2 is less than minus 9 plus 4y, and this is less than that, and you're asked to find the possible values of y. Okay, and don't forget y is an integer. And what is the least possible value of 1 over p minus 1 over q, given that p and q are two of the above values of y? They want you to find the least value. Do not get very troubled when you see a sum like that. You say, I go gaga, I go crazy. No. Smile and say, I'm going to do it one part at a time. Cut your coat according to your cloth, right? So cut this problem to little bits, do part by part. Let's look at the first part of the sum. They said y is an integer. I love the green and my green. Right, just smile. Find a reason to be cheerful. And it satisfies this inequality. Let's look at the first part of it. Hey, 3y minus 2 is less than minus 9 plus 4y. Let's do this part of it first. See what it is and get the range of y. When you open this up, you get a 3y minus 6. Here you get a minus 9 plus 4y. Bring your minus 9 over because I see a plus 4y. Bring a 3y over. So you get a minus 6 plus a 9. You have a 4y here. Your plus 3y get over there. Your y, your y is 3. 3 is bigger than y, is it? Less than y. So what does that mean? It means that y, what does it mean? This means implies. It implies that y is bigger than 3. Keep that aside. Alright? Now do the next part of the sum. Look at that here. And what does it tell you? Minus 9 plus 4y is smaller than 5 plus 2y. Bring the y's together. Is it 4y? Bring the 2y there. You get a plus 2y. When it comes here, is a minus 2y. And you've got a 9. Here, minus 9. Bring over here. You get 5 plus 9. 4y minus 2y. You get a 2y. 5 plus 9 is a 13. What does that tell you? That y is less than 6.5. Am I correct so far? Minus 9, you bring over. What is 5 plus 9? Look at me, am I careless? Kumar. 5 plus 9 is 14. Right. I told you this is human error. Alright, so be always checking. Sometimes you feel uncomfortable when you make an error. Alright, I must be dreaming in my subconscious brain. Focus! Yes, I will. So sometimes it's very normal. Okay, so you look at that. 2y is less than 14. Y is less than 7. So you've got another range. Hey, y is less than 7. And y is lying between these two. If I draw a number line, y is going to be more than 3 and y is less than 7. Therefore, your y is between this. What can y be? They want you to list the possible values of y. And don't forget y is an integer. So therefore y can be a 4, a 5, and a 6. These are the integer values of y. Next, part 2. Now they tell us that A, the least possible value. This is an inequality. 1 over p minus 1 over q, where p and q are two of the above values of y. And so you want to look at the part. This is A, part B, 1 over p minus 1 over q. And you want the least. So you know that you get 4, 5, and 6. What should we put? P and Q are y. I have to put one of them down. And I know this and this. If I put it as B is 1 over 6, because I want the least. And I want a smaller fraction. Minus the Q, I take it as 1 over 4. Because the gap will be big. If you look at that again, 1 over 6 minus 1 over 4. Let me do this first and show you why I did that. This is a 24. You divide by 6, you get a 4. Minus 6. You see, you get a 2 over 24, which is 1 minus 1 over 12. I get this answer, and I believe this should be right, because if I put 1 over 4, alright, minus 1 over 6, I'll get a positive, because 1/4 is bigger than 1/6. But if you look at it, they want the least possible values, and you want to play around with P and Q. P, either 4, 5, or 6. But you know 5 is in between. So look at it, and you want to choose between the two, the obvious choice. Alright, are you comfortable? You want to find the least possible value. If you want the biggest possible value, what will you do? Will you take 1 over 6? Or what will you take? You will take 1/4 minus 1/6. I would do that, right? Because you want to find the biggest difference, the biggest. Here you want to find the least, as close as they can, the least, the smallest, and that will be the difference. Alright? Okay, now let's look at the next sum. Find the greatest possible integer values of x, integer value of x, such that 1 over 197 plus 1 over 198 minus 1 over 200 is less than 1 over 198 minus 1 over 200 plus 1 over x. It looks sometimes, such sums, looks like, they look scary, but actually they're not. Sometimes when we see a face and we said, hey, I look at that face, look at him. He looks fierce. But you know, sometimes very fierce face are the kindest people. And sometimes the kindest face are the fiercest people. They look so kind. They smile and smile at you. They look so gentle. But wait till you see they're angry. Oh my God. So we don't want to form a judgment. Alright? Although it gives us this picture. You know what I mean? I leave it to you to tell you to think what I am. I may be kind, I may be cruel, but whatever I said, remember my name is Kumar. I say again, K-U-M-A-R. I've got K. Sometimes I can be very kind, sometimes very cruel. When your exams come in, my K gets bigger and this gets smaller. But sometimes my kindness come out, my cruel gets, that's me. Alright? Okay, let's get back to work again. Look at this sum. Do not, what I'm trying to tell you is that I want you not to be afraid of numbers. I want you to look at it with an open mind and say, think out of the box. Alright? Think out of the box and look at it and say, hey, you look at this. 198. 198. If I bring it here, it's gone. Minus 1 over 200, minus 1 over 200. I bring it here, minus 1 over 200, plus 1 over 200. This is also gone. Ooh, so what are we left with? 1 over 197 is smaller than 1 over x, right? If I have 1 over 4 is smaller than 1 over 2, isn't it? Is it 1 over 4 is smaller? It's definitely 1 over 4 is smaller than 1 over 2. But when I turn it upside down, 4 over 1, and I turn this upside down, do you see the change? You get what I'm trying to say? Okay, for example, a half is smaller than a 2. This is 2 over 1. Let me turn it. 2 over 1. And this, I turn it. 1 over 2. This becomes bigger. Do you see that? Alright, the same thing you're going to do it. Use a logical reasoning. Alright, you look at 1 over 4, turn it 4 over 1. Turn this 2 over 1. Smaller becomes bigger. Same like that, because they tell you that's what it is. This must be a positive number. X cannot be negative, otherwise how does it become greater? So turn that, and is it 197 over 1. Change this to greater, and turn this. 197 is bigger than X, therefore X must be smaller than 197. And what is the greatest possible value of X can be? Oops, I wrote 197. And here I write 196. Now, X must be smaller than 197. What is the greatest value that the integer value X can be? Yes, I wrote the answer, and that's it. That's the greatest value that X can take. Now you see how easy the sum can be. Let's get on with question 3 and 4, alright? Let's be fast about it.